Hey guys, Chuka here. Welcome back to the channel. So as you probably already know, I really love the M1 MAX MacBook Pro, and I spoke a lot about that in this video over here. But no device is ever perfect. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the imperfections of the M1 MAX MacBook Pro. Let's go. The Bluetooth of my MacBook has not worked the way I expected to work since I got it. I don't know if it's just my unit that has this issue. Let me show you. So if we go over to the Bluetooth section over here, you'll see like I have 4 devices that are paired with the device. MX Master 3S, which is my mouse, works fine. The Magic Keyboard works fine. Now the problem is the JBL Flip 4 and the Galaxy boards. For some reason, they don't work fine. So here's my JBL speaker. If I turn it on, it's on, and then I connect to the JBL Flip 4. It's connected now, yeah. Then if I go to the sound, for some reason the output is still on MacBook Pro speakers. Like it has connected here, but it's not showing as among the devices in the list of the sound devices. I don't know if I go to the sound preference and I go to my settings, I check, it's still just MacBook Pro speakers. That's here. Input, nothing, like JBL Flip 4 is not located. So if I play music now, it's going to come out still from the MacBook speakers, which is not what I want. So I'm playing sound right now. As you can see, it's not coming from the JBL. It's coming from the MacBook. For some reason, I don't know why. So that's just one problem. Another problem also is, so let me disconnect JBL Flip 4 and then let me connect my Galaxy boards, which are like my pair of Samsung Galaxy earbuds. And then I try to pair it. This one, the issue doesn't always occur, but it happens every now and then. So now it's connected. It's playing. As you can see, the Galaxy Buds device is there, which is cool, but sometimes it sounds weird. The way it sounds on my phone or my iPad or whatever device is not the way it sounds on my MacBook. It doesn't sound good on my MacBook. But as of right now, it sounds good, so I think maybe that issue has gone away. But the JBL Flip 4 issue still persists. The only way so far I've been able to fix this JBL Flip 4 issue is by switching off the device, not restarting, switching it off completely and leaving it like overnight, coming back the next day, turning it on, and then voila, all of a sudden it's working. You see it among your sound devices. But then again, you could use the laptop for a while, disconnect, come back later again, and then you try to connect to the JBL again, and you're still with that issue of it not appearing among your sound devices, and thereby you're not able to use it. So it's a very frustrating issue. Another issue again with this is that now that my Galaxy boards are connected to the device, if you notice, look at how the cursor of the mouse is moving. It's sluggish, it's laggy. I really don't know what's causing that. Is it like the earbuds or something is just not compatible with this laptop? I don't know. Is it because it's Samsung and this is Apple? I don't know. I'm just saying. I've tried so many fixes, I've tried so many things, nothing fixed it. I don't know if it's just my unit. If it's just my unit, help me, Apple. So the only way I've been able to use my JBL Flip 4 with my MacBook is using an AUX cable. Luckily the speaker of the MacBook is very good, so I really don't use it that much once in a blue moon. I don't like that the laptop doesn't have Face ID, because granted, yes, it has a fingerprint sensor, which is cool, but there are just some times whereby Face ID will be more convenient for you to use to unlock your device than a fingerprint sensor. And it already has a nice 1080p webcam camera located in this notch, so I feel like Apple should have been able to find a way to also include a Face ID sensor also in that notch region. They didn't do it now, so probably I guess they're going to do it in the M2 Pro or the M2 Max MacBook that will probably be coming out next year, so who knows, let's see. But it's not here. I wish it was. Now let's talk about the display. It's Pro XDR display, very beautiful display, nice and all, high dynamic range, but it still has some issues that I need to address. So you go to system preferences, you go to displays, you go to display settings, and some other presets you see yet, it's on Apple XDR display, which is the default profile that it comes with, which is high dynamic range to be able to stream HDR content and enjoy it, which is cool. But when you want to color grade, the best picture profile in general to put this on is sRGB. That's like the universal picture profile, so that when you're color grading, the colors and all will look similar to what people that are going to view it would see. If you grade using the XDR display, you could grade it and it could look nice, but when other people see it, it could look like something completely different, something that's not nice. So now to put this on sRGB mode is the challenge. You go to presets, forget about what you see from here down. These are like my custom presets, and this is like my solution to the issue. These are the presets that come pre-installed on the MacBook. So you have Apple XDR display, HDR video, blah blah blah. So now if you go down here, it's the Internet and Web sRGB, which should be the solution, which should be the easy fix for it. But here's the problem: you click on sRGB. As you can see, it's currently on sRGB mode, but the display has been dimmed. It's currently really dark. I'm going to just press the increased brightness button, but as you can see, it's locked. It's not allowing me to increase the brightness or reduce the brightness, so I'm locked at this brightness level. This is not the case when I'm using the default XDR presets. This is only the case when I'm using the other presets, such as the sRGB preset, which I need to use when I'm editing videos. So I searched the internet to find a solution to this. I couldn't find any solution. So here's the solution I came up with. I basically went to the presets and I went to customize presets. This is a long process and I feel like it shouldn't be this long. I went to plus. While it's still on sRGB mode, I went to plus, and I will go down to this SD arrow, and I was trying different values because this is what is controlling the brightness level. I used my external display, my BenQ PD2700U external display, and I also used my Windows laptop display, which is my Dell XPS 15, to get a comparable brightness level with them and see which one works. So I tried 140. 140 was like the same level with my Dell XPS, where my DXPS was at 50% brightness. So 140 with my Dell XPS, when my BenQ is on 50% brightness, it's at 170. I did one for 140 and I did one for 170. I already have the presets, but let's just do 150. So you do 150 and you put copy 150 here, and then you save presets. Then now you have the presets saved. So if you notice here, SDR, I put 140, that's my Dell XPS 15, 170, which is my BenQ monitor. The one we just made now is this 150. So whenever I want to edit videos on Premiere Pro, I have to go all the way to here and I have to select one of these presets. If I'm using my BenQ monitor, I put on 170 so that the brightness level will be like the same, and also so that the colors will look the same. That was the way I was able to like make this work. But I feel like there should be like a much easier way of doing this. Like, first of all, why is the brightness level locked? It should not be locked. If the default XDR mode, the brightness level is not locked, why is it locked when it's in SDR? It's quite annoying. That's not the only thing. So now when you're in SDR mode, everything works fine, colors look the same. But when you go to Premiere, sometimes you'll notice that before the color was like accurate, the color on your display and the color on your laptop were looking the same. But sometimes you notice that there's a shift. Maybe the one on your laptop is now looking more contrasty and more saturated than the one on your external monitor. I tried so many ways, like I checked so many places to find a fix again for this. For some reason, here's the solution I was able to come up with. Again, these are not like theoretical ways of fixing this. These are just things I tried and worked. It is actually a better way of doing this. Please let me know. I'll really appreciate that. So the way I was able to do that is by going to Premiere Pro preferences and then going to general and then clicking on this display color management. So when I click on this and I click on OK, I then go back to that same place and then uncheck the box. So I check the box and uncheck the box, and then when I uncheck the box, the color goes back exactly to matching that of my external display. So maybe it's the whole switching from the XDR display to the sRGB mode and back and all that maybe sometimes makes the colors to shift in Premiere, but that's the fix I found for it. And mind you, this only happens in Premiere Pro. It doesn't happen when I'm watching a video on QuickTime. Please, if you know an easier way of doing this, a much simpler way of doing this, I really appreciate it. This really actually was stressful finding a solution for this. I couldn't even find. I had to just on my own just find a way to make it work. So many videos talking about how laptop is very good for like editing videos and all, but nobody's mentioning this. Maybe they're not having the issue, maybe it's just me, I don't know. But if you're watching this and you're having this issue, thank me later, at least you've seen a solution. If you're getting value from this video, please subscribe and turn on post notifications. Loads more of this type of content coming your way soon. Now let's talk about the performance of this laptop, which is the main reason why I got this MacBook. The performance has been unreal. The fan hardly ever comes on. I don't use proxies anymore for editing videos, which is really cool. Even though my Sony A7S III generates proxies, I don't even bother copying it from my SD card to this MacBook because I don't need them. But there are still some cases whereby this MacBook falls short, and I don't know if it's really the MacBook problem or a Premiere Pro problem. I don't know if Final Cut users and DaVinci users are experiencing this issue, but I am. So the first thing, video templates, they take like forever to render. Video templates from Envato Elements, to be specific. The ones from Adobe stock, that is Adobe Premiere Pro's own motion templates, still take a whole lot of time to render. And this MacBook is like top of the line MacBook. It's not the 32 core GPU one, it's the 24 core. The performance gap between the 24 core and 32 core isn't really much. So it's quite alarming and it's quite shocking why video templates take a whole lot of time to render. Also, wrap stabilizer takes a whole lot of time to render, and it's not like to apply it. If you drag and drop wrap stabilizer on a clip, it actually is fast at applying it, like it loads like in percentages. But what takes time is actually rendering it, because when you're done applying wrap stabilizer, you see this red stuff at the top, which means you need to render it to be able to play it properly. When you want to render it, then that's when there's a problem. It takes so much time that the fan even comes on and you start hearing the fan. That's how bad it is. That's how power intensive the whole warp stabilizer thing is, and it's quite annoying, because sometimes I even wonder, like, doesn't this warp stabilizer rendering process take even a longer time than my Dell, which is very rare to see, because every other thing on this MacBook is times 10 and times 20 even faster than my previous laptop. But warp stabilizer is a no-no, it's a no-go. So I always try to avoid using warp stabilizer as much as possible. I don't use warp stabilizer often, but the few times I want to use it, I want it to work well and work fast, but sadly it doesn't. So warp stabilizer, video templates. Other than that, this laptop, scrubbing through 4K 24 frames per second files, 4K 30, 4K 60, even 4K 120 is like butter. It scrubs through it well, it plays it well, and it will export it quite fast. But don't just produce video templates. Once that video template is in that project, it slows it down, both in the export and both in the playback. Ever since I've been using this laptop, I've been using it at full resolution, and that's one of the reasons why I really love it, being able to edit at full resolution without using Proxys or without needing to take the resolution on Premiere Pro to half. This might all be Premiere Pro issues. Maybe Premiere Pro is not fully optimized, probably warp stabilizer is not optimized, probably it's not taking advantage of the hardware that this MacBook is offering. Because other than that, this laptop is really, really good, and I really, really love it. I'll probably make an in-depth Premiere Pro video showing you just how well this laptop works on Premiere Pro. It works very, very well. Another thing I'm not really a big fan of is the power adapter, aka the charger of the MacBook Pro. So I like this fact that it's a fast charger, it's 140 watts, but I don't like the structure of the design. I don't like the way, like, this is the power brick, this is also where you're going to like plug it to like the wall outlet. It's quite heavy at the front. I wish they opted more for a design like this. So this is the charger of my Dell, and I'm not talking about the design in terms of how it looks. I'm just talking about in terms of the fact that this is what you're going to plug to the wall outlet. Look at how small it is, and then the main power brick and all, it's separate from what you plug. But the MacBook didn't separate the part that you plug with the power brick itself. Everything is like enclosed in here, and this is why it's a challenge. When you try to do this here, it takes a whole lot of space. So let's plug this in. So it's taking a whole lot of space at this back that I'm no longer able to now like jam my table to the end of the wall like I would like to. And if you try to put it here also, like in the middle part, that's... Other than that though, I still really love the MacBook, and I wouldn't trade it for any other device at the moment. So even though it has its flaws, it's still a very, very good device. And yeah, if you're considering getting a device for especially video editing, which is what I use it for and which is what I can attest to, it's still a very, very good buy. So yeah, don't allow these things I just mentioned to discourage you, because I don't know, they're not really major faults, but there are things that I hope in the future they improve on and they correct. Let's go. Anyways guys, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Like, leave a comment, come say hi in the comment section, let's talk, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.